Perfect. Good morning, warriors. Yes, we are first chapter, right? We are in the first chapter. Okay, good. We were in the first chapter trying to understand what happens in case of a total income case. Here, we're trying to understand section number 4, charging section. Yesterday, we came and said every person will be liable for income tax at the rates in force for the income earned in the previous year and assessed in the assessment year. Yesterday's discussion was about total income, where we came and said total income is the income from all heads, in which we started defining what is an income. We wrote all these definitions for income, and then we came and said to understand income better, you need to understand two things. One is called as capital receipts, one is called as revenue receipts. Yes, you do the capital receipts, you do the revenue receipts, you'll automatically get your answers. Revenue receipts are generally taxable. Capital receipts taxable only if, very good, if it is given in section 224. If it is given in section 224, then we did some scenarios. When can it become a capital receipt? When can it become a revenue receipt? Clear? Yes? Okay, great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a case scenario. You tell me whether it's a capital receipt or a revenue receipt. All right? Yes. The case scenario is like this. We have a person called as HS. What this HS has done is he has gone to a person. Let's say ABC. Now what happened is HS went to ABC and he came and said, dear ABC, I want to buy some assets from you. What do I want to do? I want to buy some assets from you. So HS went to ABC and came and said, dear ABC, give me some assets. Yes. Now ABC came and said, yes sir, okay, I will give you some assets. The cost of the assets will be 1 crore. What will be the cost of the asset? 1 crore. Yes. Now what happened is HS came and said, yes, okay, I'll pay you 1 crore. I don't have a problem. I will pay you 1 crore. The only condition which I have is I want this assets to reach my home within 3 days. How many days? 3 days. Yes. I am very urgent need for this asset. I need the asset in 3 days. If you delay more than 3 days, what do? You have delayed more than 3 days. Let's say it becomes fourth day. I will incur a loss because I need the asset right away. In which case ABC will have to give me a compensation. What will they have to do? They'll have to give you a compensation. Let's assume 10 lakhs. In simple words, what will happen is I will pay him 1 crore rupees, but he will have to give me 10 lakh rupees because he gave a delay. He did a delay. What happened is this was a contract. Even ABC agreed because he said, no sir, no problem. I will give it to you in 3 days. Unfortunately, what happened? In the middle of the 3 days, something went wrong. Factory shut down, something happened. He could not deliver the asset. The asset is now being given to him on the 4th day. What day? 4th day. On the 4th day, what will happen? HS will give ABC how much? 1 crore. ABC will give HS how much? 10 lakhs. Yes. So HS gave ABC 1 crore and ABC gave HS 10 lakhs. Yes or no? Yes. Now HS paid 1 crore and got the asset. What will he do? He will pass an entry called asset account debit to bank. How much? 1 crore. Yes or no? Now the question is, this 10 lakhs has come to HS. What happened is this 10 lakh rupees, the assessing officer came to HS. And he came and said, hey, you got 10 lakh rupees from ABC. This is a revenue receipt. Please offer it to tax. Offer it to tax. HS is saying, no sir, it is not a revenue receipt. I will not offer to tax. Who is right? HS or ABC? Sorry, HS or assessing officer? Bye. He's getting the money due to delay, okay. It won't happen regularly, okay. I'll ask you a simple question. The money which ABC gave to HS, which is how much? 10 lakhs. Was it given for an asset or was it given for regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it given for an asset or for a regular business? Was it Was it given in relation to an asset or a regular business? It was given in relation to an asset, which means technically what money you got is pertaining to the asset or pertaining from the asset. Understand the difference? Pertaining to the asset or pertaining from the asset? Rahul, அப்படினா என்ன அர்த்தம்? What is the difference னு கேக்குறீங்களா? Yes, pertaining to the asset na asset-க்காக வந்திருக்கு. Pertaining from the asset na asset லேந்து வந்திருக்கு. Yes, now understand, I told you when it comes to capital and revenue receipt, asset-க்காக வந்திருக்குனா it is a capital receipt. Asset லேந்து வந்திருக்குனா it is a revenue receipt. Is this for the asset or is it from the asset? It is for the asset. It is for the asset. நான் 1 crore கொடுத்திருக்கேன், 10 lakhs அந்த asset-க்காக வந்திருக்கு. Yes or no? Which means it is directly related to the asset. There can be two ways to do this. One way is HS is giving 1 crore to ABC and ABC is giving 10 lakhs to HS. Option number 1. Option number 2, what HS could have done? HS could have come and said, hey, I have to give you 1 lakh, you have to give me, I have to give you 1 crore, you have to give me 10 lakhs. Instead, what I will do, I will directly pay you 90 lakhs. Possible, not possible? Yes. If HS would have paid 90 lakhs to ABC, how much would have been the asset recognition? Would you have recognized 1 crore or would you have recognized 90 lakhs? You would have recognized 90 lakhs. If you would have recognized 90 lakhs, is this a revenue receipt or a capital receipt? It's a capital receipt. Therefore, this went to the courts. This went to the courts and the court decided that, dear assessing officer, the money which you have received is pertaining to the asset, is directly related to the asset. It cannot be called as a revenue receipt. It has to be called as a capital receipt. Hey, if it is capital receipt, do you have to offer it to tax? Do you have to offer it to tax? No. You only need to offer it to tax in case it is defined in section 224. Now, if you understand, I told you I will recognize the asset as 90 lakhs. If I recognize the asset as 90 lakhs, what will happen? Depreciation will become on 90 lakhs. So technically you will offer. Technically you will offer, but will you offer right now or will you offer in the future? You will offer it in the future. Inikku offer pannanuma? Panakudadu. Yes, this is the case law. This is the case law. The case law which we saw in your book, the book case law is called as Honda CL versus CIT appeals within bracket SC. Honda CL versus CIT appeal within bracket SC, where in this case law they came and said, if at all the compensation is received for procuring a capital asset, if you receive any kind of compensation for procuring a capital asset, the compensation received is a capital receipt and therefore does not have to be offered to tax. And therefore does not have to be offered to tax. Let's read together and now let's see if you understand. Yes, see, it says, liquidated damages received for delay in supplying machinery. Liquidated damages for delay in supplying machinery is directly and intimately linked to the procurement of the machinery. It is not a receipt in profit earning process and therefore should be treated as capital receipt. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It's not Honda CL, it is Saurashtra Cements. Yes. So therefore it is a capital receipt because it is in relation to the asset. It is in relation to the asset. When it is in relation to the asset, it cannot be called as a revenue receipt. It will be called as a capital receipt, which is CIT versus Saurashtra Cements. CIT versus Saurashtra Cements. Clear? Not clear? Clear? Yes. Can we go forward? Okay, great. Okay. Scenario number 2. Scenario number 2. What is happening is, I am coming and saying that, Rahul, I am a person called HS. I am a person called HS. There is another person called ABC. There is another person called ABC. HS and ABC both decide that they want to enter into a joint agreement. They want to enter into a joint agreement and create a new company. Create what? Create a new company in the form of a JV. In the form of, what is JV? Joint venture. So they both decided that they will create a JV, joint venture. Yes. Now, because they wanted to create a joint venture, they both entered into an agreement. They both entered into an agreement. This agreement is called as TCA. What a TCA? It's called as Technical Collaboration Agreement. It's It's called as technical collaboration agreement, where they came and said that we both will enter into an agreement, create a joint venture. For creating this joint venture, there are some technical services and all which we will provide. Yes, all those technical services will be in relation to the joint venture. So we are entering into an agreement, and the agreement pragaram will create a joint venture. Okay, and all the activities will happen in the joint venture. Now, what happened is, this joint venture, they made some payments. Yes, HS will pay some payment to ABC, ABC will make some payments to HS. What happened is, Nadula assessing officer came and he said, whatever payments ABC makes to HS, and whatever payments HS makes to ABC, they both are revenue receipts. HS and ABC is coming and saying, no sir, it is not a revenue receipt, because the payment which we are making is for creation of joint venture. Joint venture and all, daily and all we will not create. At the same time, tomorrow if this agreement is not there, JV will also not be there. Upon the expenditure which I have incurred is the basis on which my JV is created. If the expenditure I did not incur, JV will not be created, which means after I incur the expenditure, I created a capital asset, which is JV. Now, I understand it's not a fixed asset, it is an investment. Understand? Yes, I have created a JV. For me, it will be an investment. For him also, it will be an investment. Now, expenditure we have created an investment. Yes, so we are telling it is a capital expenditure. Assessing officer is saying it is a revenue expenditure. Which one is right? Is it a capital expenditure or a revenue expenditure? I have made payment. After I made the payment, investment has got created. It is not going to generate revenue for me. Payment pannadanaala investment vandirukku. Is it a capital receipt or a revenue receipt? It is a capital receipt. Who is right? Companies are right, illa assessing officer is right? Companies are right. This will again become a capital receipt. Rahul, why will it become a capital receipt? It's because after I entered into the agreement only, my JV came into existence. Had I not entered into the agreement, JV will not come into existence. Now, if I don't make the expenditure, will the JV be alive? No. Now, if I rescind the agreement, will JV be alive? No. Which means whatever payment I made is creating an asset for me. When that is happening, can you call that as a revenue receipt? No. You can only call it as a capital receipt. Will it be taxable, Rahul? Only if it is defined under 224. Yes or no? Yes. Read, it says, where technical collaboration agreement is entered into for setting up JV. Where what? A technical collaboration agreement is entered into for setting up a JV, and the TCA is such that upon termination of the agreement, the JV will also come to an end. Any technical fees paid shall be treated as a capital asset, because you are going to create an intangible asset. It cannot be treated as revenue merely on the ground that assessee could use it only as a licensee without any proprietary rights. It cannot be treated as a revenue only because of the fact that the license is giving him a proprietary rights. When I made the payment only, JV came into existence. Payment panlana, JV will not be into existence. Contract end action, JV will also shut down. So whatever payment I am making will be called as a capital expenditure, and therefore will not be treated as a revenue item. The case law was Honda CL Cars Limited versus CIT. Clear? Yes. Rahul, in exam, how will these questions come? Na sonnadha mari example kudupanga. Okay, they'll give you some example. There is an XYZ, there is an ABC. They've entered into a technical collaboration agreement where they have created a JV, and the payment panadhanala JV is in existence. Assessing officer is expecting that this will be a revenue receipt. Comment, that's all. Okay, you will come and say, as per a case law or as per the judicial pronouncements, when a person enters into an agreement basis which a JV comes into existence, the payment is made in relation to creating an intangible asset. The moment the payment is stopped, the agreement is also rescinded and the JV will also cease to exist, and therefore the payment has to be treated as a capital expenditure or a capital receipt. Hence, the contentions of the assessing officer is wrong and the assessee is right. Yes, we will see some examples around it, but this is what a case law looks like. Clear? Yes. Hey, in the wordings pachale purida illa you want to note down the example? Puridala. Okay, great. Ritanya, does the wordings in the book make sense or do you need examples? Yes.
The Saurashtra case law, if it is for purchase of goods, will it be different?
If it is purchase of goods, then it is different. No, then what is happening? It is going to your P&L. No. What is the entry? See, the point is I can very simply come and tell you, tell me what is the accounting entries. Okay. Come to the first example. You are telling it is 1 crore and 10 lakhs. Now you purchased an asset. So you passed an entry for asset account debit to bank account 90. Correct or not? Yes. Assuming this was not assets, assuming this was goods, what is the entry you would have passed? Purchase is going where? Which means what will happen? Your income will fall, no? Your income will increase, no? Earlier you would have claimed a purchase of 1 crore. Now you're claiming a purchase of 90, which means your gross profit will increase or decrease. So automatically it is being offered to tax. Yes or no?
Okay.
Clear?
But that the compensation, anyway, it is like a one-time receipt, no? Even if it's a good.
How is it a one-time receipt? No? See, when you're going to have an agreement like that, okay, I'll give you a simple example. Today you're telling that you're going to purchase goods from someone. Will you purchase only once in a lifetime from him, or will you purchase multiple times? If you're going to purchase multiple times, the contract will have it forever, or will it happen only now? It will be there in the contract forever, right? If it's going to be there in the contract forever, how is it a one-time activity? Right? Every time the person makes a mistake, you will have to get compensation from him. Yes or no? So that in that case, it becomes a very good. Can we go for? Yep, perfect. All right. We were discussing about some case laws, correct? Yes, we were discussing about some case laws, and we came and told there are two case laws. One is called as Honda CL, one is called as Saurashtra Simmons. Saurashtra Simmons basically comes and says that if you have got any kind of compensation for delay in getting your capital assets, then you can treat that compensation as a capital receipt and reduce it from your asset rather than taxing it off. Second, they came and said if you have any kind of technical collaboration which is helping you create a JV, that will also become a capital expenditure or a capital receipt. That will become a capital expenditure or capital receipt. Let's do one thing. Let's quickly revise what is showing in the income definition. Let's quickly revise what is showing in the income definition, and then we'll see if you have any doubts. Okay? Yes. I'm looking at the income definition from the book. It says income is defined as section 224 as an inclusive definition. What definition? Inclusive definition, which covers within its ambits all incomes discussed in subsequent chapters. Now, like I told you, in my book, I have not defined the incomes which are there in the act. I have come and simply told you if it is an income given in the subsequent chapters, that is an income. That is an income. You can understand in those terms. You can understand in those terms. Then I'm coming and saying here are the following notes. Here are the following notes. I'm coming and saying an income is taxable irrespective of whether it is regular or once in a lifetime. Yes, I'm clarifying to you that whether it's a capital receipt or a revenue receipt, both are considered. Both are considered. Capital receipts may not be taxable provided it is not covered. Provided it is not covered, but revenue receipts are taxable. Eppadi indalo it doesn't matter. Eppadi indalo it doesn't matter. Both are to be taxed. Both are to be taxed. Next, income generally refers to net receipts, which is gross income minus allowable deductions. Gross income minus allowable deductions. Now, this is what I want you to pay special focus on. Yes, what am I coming and telling you is, please understand, it is not income means revenue minus expense. While that is what you have done in accounts. In accounts, what you have told, account slide says income is revenue minus expense. Ana income tax portha varaikum, it is not revenue minus expense, it is revenue minus allowable expense. Appadina income tax allow pannalana, adu expense allowed illa. Simple example na thara, interla you would have come and heard something about unexplained income, or you would have heard something about lottery income. Yes, and the incomes irukkumbodhu what income tax comes and says is what lottery money you got is fully taxable. Yes, fully taxable. Expenses are not allowed. Expenses are not allowed. Appadina enna agum, anga case la income will become revenue. Income will become revenue. PGBP case la what did I come and say you? I'll come and tell you income is revenue minus all the expenses which are given in PGBP. Yes or no? Yes. So in simple words, income is something which is revenue minus allowable expense. Keep that in mind. It is not revenue minus expense, it is revenue minus allowable expense. If you have your highlighter pen, please ensure that you highlight this part. Okay, it is called as gross income minus allowable deduction. Gross income minus allowable deduction. Ritanya, has the books come to you or has it been couriered? Okay, have they confirmed to you that the book is couriered? Okay, perfect. Then I will just talk to them today. Most likely, I will ask them to deliver the product to you by, I mean, if we put the courier today, most likely by 2 days it should come to you. Okay. Meanwhile, what I'll do, Ritanya, is that I will give you the soft copy of the first chapter alone so that you can read it from your side.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Perfect. Just message me in the evening so that I can share it to you. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, perfect. Yes. So it says income is generally referred to as net receipts, which is gross income minus allowable deductions. However, in exceptional cases, the whole of the gross receipts shall also become taxable. Shall also become taxable without allowing any kind of deduction. Examples would be lottery income, unexplained income. There are some more cases which we'll discuss. When we do next chapter, we'll discuss all those cases. Yes. Next time coming and telling income can be in the form of cash or in kind. For income tax, it doesn't matter. You give someone money, you give someone barter system. It doesn't matter. Both are income. It doesn't matter. Both are income. The only challenge which you will have is to understand how to value that income. How to value that income. Don't worry. In income tax itself, at many places, they have come and defined. They have come and told, if you cannot value, I will help you value. I will help you value, and that is a part of your syllabus also. Okay. In syllabus, we will also come and teach you how to value your assets. How to value your assets. Clear? Clear? Yes. Next, income from illegal sources also taxable. Yes. When we did that examples, I came and clarified to you that it doesn't matter that the income is legal or illegal. Both are taxable. Both are taxable. Apu Rahul, do you think everyone in the market are paying taxes on illegal income? No. Why, Rahul? Because they're not showing it. Rahul, if I show it, should I have to pay tax? 100% yes. 100% yes. The point is, illegal income is not taxable as long as it is not found out. The moment it is found out, it is taxable. The moment it is found out, it is taxable. The only thing to be kept in mind is, if it is an illegal income from Indian assets, income tax will take tax. If it is an illegal income from foreign assets, what income? Illegal income from foreign assets. It is not income tax who will take tax, it is Black Money Act which will take tax. Okay. So I told you, as a part of your syllabus, you have one additional chapter this year called as black money. So therefore, what will happen, if you have a foreign asset, it will be taxable under Black Money Act. If you have an Indian asset, it will be taxable under Indian income tax. In simple words, if I have to break it down to you, I'll come and say it like this. Indian source. What source? Indian source. Next one is foreign source. Indian source, it is Income Tax Act. Indian source, it is Income Tax Act 1961. Foreign source, it is Black Money Act. Foreign source, it is Black Money Act. Clear? Yes, keep this in mind. When we do the chapter of black money, you'll understand this better. Right now, this is just to understand for you. Can we go forward? Yes. Okay. This is what we have defined. What is capital receipt and revenue receipt? Everything is clarified. Then we did all the case laws also. With me till here? Yes. I have a simple question. I'm going to give you a scenario. You tell me whether it is taxable or not. Okay. Let's say I am working in a company. Let's say, for example, there is Rahul. Rahul is working in Reliance. What is Rahul doing? Working in Reliance. Now, if Rahul is working in Reliance, Reliance will give me salary. Yes. So Rahul is going to get something called as salary. Now Rahul is very open-minded, free-minded and everything. It went to Reliance and it came and said, "Dear Reliance, I am happy that you want to give me salary. But I think I'm enough rich. I don't want this salary. You do one thing, you take the salary and you give it off to charity. Which means I'm asking Reliance to donate. So I'm saying, don't give me the salary, rather donate it off. Clear? Yes. So what is happening? Rahul is going to Reliance and coming and saying, Rahul, Reliance, I have to receive salary, but I am not required to get salary. I'm okay with not getting the salary. You do one thing, instead of you giving me the salary, you give it off fully as donation. Now what happened is, assessing officer came and assessing officer said, "Dear Rahul, this is your salary. So therefore I will tax it in the head salaries. Rahul is going and telling assessing officer, "Dear assessing officer, I have not even got the money. Reliance directly gave it off as donation. I have not even got the money in my hand. I don't want anything to be taxed. I don't want anything to be taxed. Rahul is right, Ayo is right. You can also help Pritanya. Rahul is right or Ayo is right? There's no right or wrong. Anyone? A is right because திருப்பி சொல்லு. Very good. So I am hearing that it should be taxable under the head salaries. Assessing officer is right because assessing officer has told that this is your income and you have made a decision to give it. You had made a decision to give it. At the best, I am okay to give it as salaries as tax and maybe allow you donation deduction under. Any idea? Very good. Under 80G. Under 80G. So I am okay with giving a deduction under 80G, but I will not come and tell it is not taxable. I will not come and tell it is not taxable. This is what assessing officer is saying. Now is assessing officer right? Yes. Understand the transaction which is happening on the top is called as application of income. What is it called as? It's called as application of income. Rahul, what do you mean by application of income? I am trying to tell you that understand the decision to donate was of Reliance or was of Rahul? It was of Rahul. Yes or no? Rahul could have done two things. Rahul could have either come and directly asked Reliance to donate, or Rahul could have got the money in his account and then asked for donation. At the end of the day, who's making the decision? Rahul is making the decision. If Rahul is making that decision, Rahul is the authority over the income. Rahul has the authority over the income, which means he is getting the income, then only he is making the decision. Before even getting the income, can he make the decision? No. Which means who is the deciding authority here? Rahul is the deciding authority. Why is Rahul the deciding authority? Because this is his money. If this is his money, that is his income. That is his income. In simple words, application of incomes are still taxable. Applications of income are still taxable. One cannot come and contend that I have not received the money, therefore it is not taxable. Therefore it is not taxable, because if that was the scenario, from tomorrow no one will tell donation deduction. Everyone will come and tell I did not get the money itself, I fully donated. That is not the idea. That is not the idea. So application of income is still taxable in the hands of assessee. In the hands of assessee. In my case, Rahul. Clear, not clear? Clear? Yes. I'll give you second scenario. Second scenario is like this. What happened? Rahul has gone to Reliance for working. Yes. Now, when Rahul went to Reliance for working, Reliance entered into a contract. Hypothetically, what happened is, when Rahul and Reliance entered into a contract, the contract came and said that Rahul will be given this employment. Only if he does not get 50% of his salary, and this is given to ABC Trust. What is happening? Now Rahul, before joining the employment itself, has entered into an agreement. And the agreement itself is coming and saying that Rahul will be given the salary only if 50% of his salary goes to ABC Trust. Only if 50% of the salary goes to ABC Trust. Now Rahul in the current year was working for 1 lakh salary. How much salary? 1 lakh salary. In this 1 lakh salary, 50,000 came to Rahul. Balance 50,000 went to ABC Trust. How much is taxable for Rahul? How much is taxable for Rahul? 5. At the time of employment itself, agreement was made. So what? Very good. Tell me, what is the difference between the first scenario and the second scenario, ma? What do you think is the difference between the first scenario and the second scenario? Very good. Understand, if you notice the difference or the major difference between the first scenario and the second scenario is, in the first scenario, who is having the ownership of the money? Rahul. Rahul has the ownership of that 1 lakh rupees and he is making a decision to donate. In the second scenario, does Rahul have the ownership of the money? No. When he joined the contract itself, they came and said, Rahul, you are owner only of 50%. Balance 50% is someone else. Which means, do you have the title over that balance 50%? No. If you don't even have the title over the balance 50%, are you the owner of that 50%? No. If you're not the owner, can you make the decision of that 50%? No. Can tomorrow Rahul come and say, no, I'm not interested to donate, give me the money? No. In the first scenario, can Rahul make the decision? Yes. Yes. Second scenario is called as diversion of income. What income? Diversion of income by overriding title. Diversion of income by overriding title. In the first scenario, is it taxable? Yes. In the second scenario, not taxable. In the second scenario, it is not taxable. The reason is because in the first scenario, I am the decision making person. I can decide whether I want to give the donation or not the donation, which means I have the title over the income, which means it is taxable in my hands. In the second scenario, I don't even have the title over the product. Yes or no? Do I have the title? No. If I don't even have the title, can I come and make the decision? No. If I cannot make the decision, is it my income? Can I tax it for me? I cannot tax it for me. Yes or no? Yes. So there are two words for you to remember. One is called as application of income, one is called as diversion of income. Application is taxable, diversion is not taxable. How do you decide what is application? Check for the title. Check for the title. Title is with assessee. Title is with assessee. Title with someone else. Title with someone else. Rahul, how to decide in the future? Very clear. When you start earning the agreement itself, before that itself, someone else has a better title, he will call it diversion. You will call it as diversion. If I have the title right from the start and I make the decision, it is called as application. It is called as application. Titania, with me till here? Any doubts, ma?
Example, Rahul is giving the consent that he will not get the 50%.
Rahul is not giving the consent, ma. Rahul is being given a subject condition, because here it comes and says Rahul will only be given the employment, which means does Rahul have a decision to make? Now, like if he wants the employment, does he have to surrender this or not surrender this?
He has to.
Which means tomorrow if Rahul is not happy with the agreement, will he get the job? Will he be able to earn the 50% also then? Which means it is more forced or is it more agreed? That is what the answer is. Okay. Yes. What we'll do is I have one question in my book which probably we'll discuss. Yeah. Okay. Look at the question. Look at the question. It is there in your books also. The question will be there. The answer is in my book. Okay. So the question is the same. It says, Mr. Bhargava is leading advocate on a corporate law and has decided to reduce his practice and to accept briefs only for paying taxes and making charity with the fees received on such brief. Okay. So there is a person who is an advocate. He is decided to reduce his practice. He wants to cut down his job. He wants to cut down his job and has accepted for briefs only for paying taxes, which means to the extent I have to pay taxes, I will get money. I'll get money, or to pay charity. In a particular case, he agreed to defend one company in the Supreme Court on the condition that he will be provided with 5 lakhs for a charitable public trust that he would create. He would be provided with 5 lakhs for charitable public trust, which means he's coming and saying someone that, sir, I will defend a case for you. Whatever money which you are supposed to pay to me, you pay to the trust. Whatever money you want to pay to me, you pay to the trust. He created a trust of that sum by executing a trust deed. Decide whether the amount which is received by Bhargava is assessable in the hands as income from profession. Yes, if I have to explain this once again to you, there is a person called Bhargava working as an advocate, has gone and represented in a Supreme Court. And he has went to the person and come and said, sir, I will represent in Supreme Court, but whatever money you are supposed to give to me, don't give it to me, give it to my trust. Give it to my trust. Who created the trust? He only created the trust. Why do you think one person will create a trust? Because he doesn't want the income to come in his hands. If the income does not come in his hands, tax will not be collected in his hands. Hey, are you okay with this transaction? You're not okay with the transaction. Question to you. This 5 lakhs or 5 crores? 5 crores. 5 lakhs taxable in the hands of Bhargava or trust? It is taxable in the hands of Bhargava. Why, Rahul? Who made the decision? Bhargava. What is this called as? What is it called as? Application of income. It is called as application of income. This is a classic case of application of income where Bhargava is making the decision to give the money. If Bhargava is making the decision to give the money, it means it becomes taxable in the hands of Bhargava. If the money is going to get as a deposit, yes, you can claim a deduction under 80G provided trust is registered. Provided trust is registered. Trust is not registered, you won't get the deduction. You won't get the deduction. But otherwise, just because you give it to the trust does not mean that Bhargava is not taxable. Yes or no? Yes. So the answer is taxable. The answer is taxable. Let's read the answer together. It says, in the present case, the trust was created by Mr. Bhargava himself out of his professional income. Who created the trust? Bhargava created the trust. The client did not create the trust. The client did not impose any obligation in the nature of the trust binding on Bhargava. Who made the decision? Bhargava made the decision. Did the client make the decision to give money? No. Bhargava made the decision to give money. Thus, there is no diversion of the money to the trust before it came to the professional income in the hands of Bhargava. The case is a case of application of professional income and not a diversion of income by overriding title. What is this case of? The case is of application of income and is not a case of diversion of income by overriding title. Therefore, the amount received by Bhargava will be taxable under the head PGBP. Will be taxable under the head PGBP. Clear? Yes. Rahul, in exams, do you have to write this story? Yes. At least this much, at least you have to write. You cannot directly come and say application of income, therefore taxable. You have to give the story. There are a way to write an exam. There is a way to write an exam. How do you write an exam, Rahul? Let's say this is question number 1. There is question number 1. My preference. I'm not telling this is mandatory to follow, but this is what my preference is. Okay. If this is your answer sheet, please do not touch the right box. Do not write anything here. Touch. Do not write anything above the blue line. Okay, this area is also not to be touched. This area is also not to be touched. The only place you can touch is Rahul. Margin out, margin in. Margin out, margin in. Rahul, should you touch margin out? I say no. I say no, do not touch it. Do not touch it. Why, Rahul, do not touch it? Generally, this is the place where the ICI will give marks. This is the place where ICI will give marks. Assume, no, you have written 1, then you have written 2, then you have written 3. Does ICI have place to give marks? No. In this, if ICI somewhere puts 0 here or he puts 6 here, now does he have to give 0? Does he have to give 6, 1 or 2? Yes. So it is never recommended to write anything on the left side. Leave the left side for ICI. Leave the left side for ICI. My recommendation, only use the middle part. Only use the middle part. So how I tell people to generally write a paper is that you can take the middle. You can take the middle. Here you will put question number 1. Question number 1. Clear? Yes. If you are putting question number 1 here, everything relating to question number 1 should be in that margin. Should be in the margin. Now, if you remember, every question which you have in exam will have question 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. Yes. And the A, B, C you can write on the left side. Okay. And the A, B, C you can use on the left side. Okay. But yes, if the question is very big, let's say for example, it's a very big 16 mark question. On the case, I would not recommend you to do left side also. In that case, what I will say, inge ni eldiko, question number 1A. Okay, so that you do the whole 16 mark question in the left side, leave a page and then go to the next question. Leave a page and go to the next question. ICI would a mandatory condition is that every subdivision should start from a new page. Every subdivision should start from a new page, which means question number 1A. அதுக்கப்புறம் ராகுல் நான் question number 1 எழுதிருக்கேன் 1 இங்க முடிஞ்சிச்சு அதுக்கப்புறம் இவ்ளோ place pending இருக்கு ராகுல் இவ்ளோ placeக்கு நான் என்ன waste பண்ணனுமா ஆமா waste பண்ணனும் what will you do you will scratch the whole place இங்க அப்படியே ஒரு cross போட்டுட்டு next page க்கு போய்ட்டு 1B அதுக்கப்புறம் ஸ்கிராட்ச் போயிட்டு 1C. Why are we doing this, Rahul? ICIக்கு தெரியணும் that question is over. நீ பேசாம இங்கே B போட்டேன்னு வச்சுக்கோ. If you put B here, does ICI know that this is notes for question number 1A illa this is question number 1B? Correct or not? If ICI by mistakenly assumes this as B for question number 1A, what will happen? He will assume this is a sub note. அப்படின்னா என்ன ஆகும்? 1A க்கு இருக்குது 4 மார்க், இதுக்கும் 4 மார்க் தான் வரும். Which means it will club both together. They will club both together, which means 1B will not be valued itself. 1B will not be valued itself. Therefore, ICI itself comes and says, please avoid writing next question in the same page. Please avoid writing next question in the same page. It is always preferable to go to the next page. It is always preferable to go to the next page. Clear? Yes. In my scenario, I only have one question. இன்னைக்கு 1 தான் இருக்கு, அதனால நான் 1 மட்டும் போடுறேன். 1 மட்டும் போடுறேன். Then what I will do is, எனக்கு suppose if there is any sub notes, point 1, point 2, everything should be starting from here. Nothing before the margin. Nothing before the margin. Everything out of the margin. Everything inside the margin. Clear? Yes. Now, what I will come and say is how to write an answer, Rahul. You have to ask yourself whether it is a practical question or a theory question. If it is a practical question, what will you do? Obviously, you will create tables. You will create tables. Now, I am writing theoretical question. Yes. In a theoretical question, the step format is this. First, write the provision. What do you write? Provision. Second, you will write the facts. Rahul, where will you get the facts from? Question la irukum. Okay. First you will write the provision, then you will write the facts, then you will write your analysis. Then you will write your analysis and finally end with conclusion. And finally end with conclusion. Yes or no? Yes. In my scenario, let me read the question once again. I'll tell you how to write it. Okay. In this scenario, I am coming and saying there is a Bhargava advocate giving money to a trust by a decision from the company, from the client, by a decision from the client. What I will say is, first I will write the provision. As per the provisions of Income Tax Act, when an amount is received by a person and is diverted off to someone else, basis his decision, it is called as an application of income and will continue to be taxable in the hands of the assessee. In the present case, Mr. Bhargava is an advocate who has received 5 lakh rupees from a client on a decision to give it to a trust. On a decision to give it to a trust. Then I will write analysis. In analysis, I'll write, it is understood that the trust was created by Bhargava. There is no obligation of the company to give the money. Bhargava has made the decision to give the money, and therefore this will be called as application of income. In light of the above facts, the money which is received by Bhargava will be taxable in the hands of Bhargava. Will be taxable in the hands of Bhargava. 4 step. Clearly, if you write, you will get your full marks. Okay, you miss out one thing, they will look at it differently. They will look at it differently. At the same time, don't jumble. Don't jumble. First, don't give facts, then write the story. Okay, always start with the provision so that ICI knows that you know the provision. ICI knows that you know the provision. Why am I doing this, Rahul? It's very simple. Understand, let's say by mistakenly you thought this is diversion of income. By mistakenly you thought this is diversion of income. What you would have done, you would have written your story. In the provision you have written, application of income is taxable, whereas diversion of income is not taxable. Which means ICI knows that you know the provision. You just made a mistake on your analysis. Yes or no? Will ICI still give you marks? Yes. Okay, so ICI will come and say, yes, பசங்களுக்கு provision தெரியும், படிக்கும் போதே இது தப்பா பண்ணிட்டாங்க, அதனால they will still give you step marks. They'll still give you step marks. If you start from story, you come and say, Bhargava has received 5 lakh rupees, this is a diversion of income, therefore taxable. Have you told ICI that you know the provision? No. In that case, will they give you marks? Clear? Yes. So 4-step process. If you follow the 4-step process, ICI at every step will give you 1 mark. ICI at every step will give you 1 mark. Even if you miss out on the conclusion, first 3 things you will get marks. Clear? Yes. So let's follow the format. Let's follow the format. Going forward, whenever I ask you a question, I will ask you the same thing. You have to tell me the provision. You have to tell me the facts. You have to tell me analysis. Finally, the conclusion. Clear? Yes. Okay. Let's read the next question. It says, XYZ has took over the running business of a sole proprietor by a sales deed. Who has taken over? A company has taken over the business of a sole proprietor as per a sales deed. Okay. As per the sales deed, XYZ Limited undertook to pay overriding charges of 15,000 per annum to the wife of the sole proprietor, in addition to the sale consideration. In addition to the sale consideration. So there is a person called sole proprietor. There is a person called XYZ Limited. There's a person called sole proprietor, there's a person called XYZ Limited. XYZ Limited is coming and saying, I will buy your company, I will buy your proprietorship, I will buy your proprietorship, whatever money I have to give you, let's assume 1 crore. Let's assume 1 crore. I will not give you 1 crore, I'll give you 85 lakhs. I'll give you 85 lakhs because balance 15 lakhs I will give it to your wife. Balance 15 lakhs I'll give it to your wife. See, as per the sales deed, X Limited has undertook to pay overriding charges of 15,000 per annum to the wife of the sole proprietor in addition to the sale consideration. Which means, inimala I will give you one sale consideration plus 15,000 per annum regularly I will give to the wife. Hey, in the condition satisfy pannada sale aguma illa abdi aiduma? Will the sale happen irrespective of this or will it happen only if this is satisfied? The sale will happen only if this is satisfied. It says XYZ Limited as per the sale deed has agreed to do this. Yes or no? Yes. The sale deed also specifically mentions that the amount was charged on the net profits of the XYZ Limited who has been accepted that obligation as a condition of the purchase of the going concern. Which means they are coming and saying it is a mandatory obligation that in order net profit length 15,000 will have to go to wife. Will have to go to wife. Is the payment of overriding charges by XYZ Limited to wife of the sole proprietor in the nature of diversion of income or application of income? In the nature of diversion or application of. Read the question very carefully. Read the question very carefully. Is the question asking you for whether it is taxable or is they asking you for application or diversion? They are only asking whether it is application or diversion. Do they want to know whether it is taxable? No, they don't want to know whether it is taxable. Will you mention whether it is taxable? No. Okay. Rule number 1 of income tax, follow what the question says. Follow what the question says, which means when you write your provisions, will you come and say application of income taxable, diversion of income not taxable? Or will you come and say what is application of income and what is diversion of income? So your provision should come and say what is application and what is diversion. Okay. Read the question very carefully. Question is not asking you for taxability. Question is asking you for nature. Question is asking you for nature. So your provision should say what is application, what is diversion. Okay. Then you will write the facts. Facts la enna agudhu? XYZ Limited will give 15,000 per annum to wife. 15,000 per annum to wife. First two things you will write. Tell me the analysis. Is it application or diversion? Ritanya. Application, diversion. Diversion. Why?
Directly it is given to somebody else and it's not the wife who's directly giving it.
Okay. Who made the decision that this money will be given? XYZ Limited or illa husband, sole proprietor?
XYZ.
Is XYZ Limited the payer or the receiver? In my example, if you remember, Reliance making the decision to give Rahul or Reliance making the decision to give to the trust. Yes or no? Yes. I should not be the person making the decision. Who am I? I am the receiver. I am the receiver. In this scenario, who is the receiver? Sole proprietor is the receiver. Is sole proprietor making the decision or the XYZ making the decision? If XYZ is making the decision, is it application or diversion? It is diversion. It is diversion, which means receiver should not make the decision. Receiver decision panna, it is application. If the payer makes the decision, it is diversion. It is diversion. Yes or no? Yes or no? Let's read. It says, the facts of the case are similar to the decision of Allahabad High Court in the case of Jit and Pal X-rays. In the case of Jit and Pal X-rays Private Limited versus CIT. Now you see some numbers. You see some numbers. There is some 2004, 267, ITR 370. Does anyone know how to read the numbers? Do you know what these numbers mean? No? No? Let me help you. You see some 2004? What is 2004? 2004 is the year in which the decision was passed. Okay. So which means this decision is pertaining to 2004. 2004 la and the decision kodutanga. 2004 la and the decision kodutanga. The thing which you notice on the right side, tell me one simple question. In India, every day there will be one case law which is passed, or every day there will be 100 case laws which will be passed, or 1000 case laws which will be passed. There will be so many case laws which are passed. Every day you will pass lakhs of case laws. Yes, and every court is working every day, which means every day there is some decision which is being made. Yes or no? Yes. Now tomorrow, if I want to find out the decision, tomorrow I come and say Rahul fought in the court in 2004. Give me that order. You need a reference. You need a reference. This is what the reference is. This is what the reference is. How to read reference, Rahul? 267 is the volume number. 267 is the volume number. In simple words, what is happening is that court, no, and the court lower volume poitirkom. And the court lower volume poitirkom, they'll come and say volume 1, 10,000 case laws are there. Volume 2, 10,000 case laws are there. Volume 3, 10,000 case laws are there. So I'm putting a volume number called as 267, which means tomorrow if I go to that court, I'll come and say, dear sir, give me volume number 267. Volume number 267. Next is called as ITR. ITR means income tax reference. ITR means income tax reference. Rahul, what is this? No, it is Allahabad High Court. Will Allahabad High Court work only for income tax or will they work for every law? They will work for every law. Yes, Allahabad High Court is working on multiple laws. Yes, Ade same court will do decisions on criminal also, civil also, income tax also, indirect tax also, any other law also. Yes or no? So I am coming and saying, no sir, I don't want any law. I want income tax law. So give me the volume number 267 pertaining to income tax. Give me the volume number 267 pertaining to income tax. Either if you go to indirect tax, it will come and say IDT. It will say IDT or it will say GST or it will say SESTAT, something like that. Yes, this is income tax, so we call it as income tax reference. We call it as income tax reference. Rahul, what is 370? 370 is the page number. (370) is the page number, which means tomorrow if you want to find this case law, what will you do? You will go pick out volume number 267. You will open page number 370. This will be there. Okay, this is how a decision is passed. This is how a decision is passed. These are the numbers. These are the numbers. Now understand, I told you in India, books, courts do not keep physical copies. They keep a online copy. They keep an online copy. So understand, 267 is not the volume number of Allahabad High Court. 267 is the volume of every court. 267 is the volume of every court, which means now I keep one repository. I keep one repository which covers all decisions. Supreme Court, High Court, ITAT, enna decision in the law. Okay, every decision will be kept in one module. Okay, so which means what is happening today? If Chennai court is passing one decision, Allahabad court is passing a decision, Mumbai court is passing a decision, all three put together will be put in 267 volume. All three put together will be put in 267 volume. Yes or no? Yes. That is why on the last you see this word called as ALL. What is ALL? Allahabad. ALL is Allahabad. Rahul, if it was Madras High Court decision, they will put it as MAD. They will put it as MAD. It is not Chennai even now. It is not Chennai even now. They call it as Madras High Court. If you have a decision of Mumbai, they will put it as Bombay. So BOM. They will put it as Bombay. If it BOM. If it is a Kerala decision, they will put it as KER. They'll put it as KER. Abhina poitirkom. Okay. So they'll put it as MAD, Bombay, Kerala. So what will happen is on the last you will see some wordings. That wordings will help you understand whether which decision are you looking at. Are you looking at Allahabad or you're looking at something else? How do you differentiate between a High Court and a Supreme Court? Simple. If you see the state name, it is called as High Court decision. If you don't see a state name, it will be called as SC. It will be called as SC, which means Supreme Court. Which means Supreme Court. So if I have to make this a Supreme Court decision, I can summa come and say 267 ITR 380 bracket SC abdina Supreme Court decision. Abdina Supreme Court decision. Clear? Yes. Yes. Now what I wanted to tell you is in your materials you will find like this. You will find like this where they would have given you the numbers and everything. Exam porthavariko Rahul, do you have to remember these numbers? Do you have to remember these numbers? Unak ஞாபகம் இருக்குமா first? Huh? No. Can you remember these numbers? No. Therefore don't remember. It is enough if you say Allahabad High Court. It is enough if you say Allahabad High Court. Rahul, exam Allahabad High Court ஞாபகம் வெச்சுக்கணுமா? Not required. Not required. You can come and say that you can give the analysis. You can give the analysis and you can come and say a similar decision was passed in High Courts or a similar decision has already been passed. Okay. These facts of the case are similar to a decision which is passed by a respective court. Okay. If you remember, you write. If you don't remember, put a normal general scenario. Don't quote anything wrong. Don't quote anything wrong. If it is an Allahabad High Court, don't come and say it's a Supreme Court decision. They will strike it out. They will strike it out. They'll come and say, I'm sorry, I think you're talking about something else. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. They will cut it out. Fully they'll cut it out. So either if you know, you write. You don't know, don't write. You don't know, don't write. Next, Rahul. Do I have to read this case law? Do I have to read this case law? In the first class, you came and told me there are some 150 case laws. Do I have to read this case law? No. No. Please understand, these are all reference case laws. These are all reference case laws. In your study material, you will have something called as significant case laws. What case laws? Significant case laws. That significant case laws are 150. Okay. So what ICAI will come and do is question and answers la or case laws irukum. Adu thavara significant case laws solittu or 150 case laws irukum. For your exam, what you have to read, Rahul? You have to read the significant case laws. Where is that significant case laws? That blue color box in my book. The blue color box in my book. This and all will not be there in my book because this is the part of question and answers. So from exam perspective, do you have to read this? No. You don't have to read this. You only have to read the significant case laws. So on the blue color boxes alone we will read. We will not read these case laws. We will only understand what they're saying. You will only understand what they're saying, which means in the Mari questions lela, do you have to write the case law also? No. You can summa come and say, as per my understanding, this is what it is. That is also fine. Okay. You have to put that this is similar to a court decision only for that significant case laws. Okay. So exam, if at all a Honda CL case law comes or a Saurashtra Cement comes, then in that case you have to come and say, these facts are similar to a decision of a Supreme Court. Full stop. These facts are similar to a decision of a Supreme Court. Full stop. Clear? Clear? Yes. This no need to remember. This no need to remember. Clear? Clear? Let's read. Let's read. It says, the facts of the case are similar to the decision of a Allahabad High Court in the case of Jit and Pal X-Rays Private Limited versus CIT 267 ITR 370 Allahabad. The High Court observed that the overriding charges which has been created in the favor of the wife of the sole proprietor was an integral part of the sale deed. Was an integral part of the sale deed by which the going concern was transferred to the assessee. Hey, on the condition podame, can you make the sale? No. So it is an important part of the sale deed. The obligation therefore was attached at the very source of the income. That is, the going concern of the assessee was transferred by way of sale deed. By way of sale deed. The sale deed also specifically mentioned that the amount in question was charged on the net profit of the assessee company, and the assessee company had accepted the obligation as a condition of the purchase. Who is the assessee company here? XYZ or sole proprietor? XYZ. Who made the decision to give the money? XYZ. Who accepted the decision? XYZ. Is he earning the money or is he paying the money? He is paying the money. In that case, it becomes diversion. In that case, it becomes diversion. The assessee company had accepted the obligation as a condition of the purchase of the going concern. Hence, it is clearly a case of diversion of income by overriding title and not a mere application of income. And not a mere application of income. Clear? Clear? Yes. In simple words, Rahul, when I went back to my answer sheet, when I went back to my notes, I said application of income, title is with assessee, title is with someone else. Can I write one more item? Can I write one more item? I can say application of income, decision is made by receiver. Very good. Decision is made by receiver. Here, decision is made by payer. Decision is made by the payer. Clear? All good? Yes. Now, if I know my concept book should not have the application and diversion order points. Okay, it should not be there because it is not as such relevant from exam. In case you have bought your post-its, please take out your post-its and you can do one thing. You can take this notes. You can take this notes where you can call it as application of income and diversion of income. Application of income and diversion of income. Point A, point B, point C. Point A, point B, point C. You can take down the difference and you can put it along with your this thing. What do you call it? The income order sheet. And the income order page irukla, and the income page la in the post-it ottikonga. Okay. Ritanya, if you have the post-it, just note it down. By the time the book comes, you can put it inside. Let me know once you're done. All done? Done now? Yes. Please paste it in your page number 6. Please note it in page number 6. Clear? Yes. Finally, this is what is your discussion on income. This is what is a discussion on income. I have one more question, I think. Let's see this question, see if you understand. This time you tell me what the answer is. Okay. It says MKG Agency is a partnership firm consisting of Mr. Mohan and 3 sons. Okay, there is a MKG is a partnership firm consisting of Mr. Mohan and 3 sons. The partnership deed provided that after the death of Mr. Mohan, if Mr. Mohan dies, the business shall be continued by the son. The business will be continued by the son, subject to the condition that the firm will pay 20% of the profit to the mother. Okay, in case the partner dies, the business will be continued by the sons, but mother has to get 20% share. Mr. Mohan died in March 2023. Hey, first of all, your previous year, previous year. It is your previous year. Your previous year is 23-24. Your previous year is 23-24. In 23-24, the reconstituted firm. What is reconstituted firm? The firm with the partners, which is who? The sons. They made a payment of 1 lakh rupees, which is 20% of the profits to Lakshmi. 20% of the profits to Lakshmi, and claimed that amount as a deduction from the income. Which means when firm prepared a statement, in the statement they came and said, my net profit is how much, ma? 1 lakh by 20% will give you how much? 5 lakhs. Yes. So they came and said total profit of the firm 5 lakhs minus amount given to mother 1 lakh. Therefore, my income is 4 lakhs. I will pay tax on 4 lakhs. Assessing officer is saying, no, you have to pay tax on 5 lakhs. I am saying I have to pay tax on 4 lakhs. Is the firm right or the assessing officer right? Is the firm right or assessing officer right? Why? Very good. Look at the 3 conditions of diversion. Second condition says decision title is with someone else. Hey, when you started the firm itself, the title already moved to mother. Did the sons have the title? No. Condition 2 satisfied. Third condition. In diversion, third condition, ma. Decision is made by pair. Who is the pair? Firm or sons are? Firm is the decision maker. Who is making the decision to give the 1 lakh rupees? Firm is making the decision to give the 1 lakh rupees. Can son say anything? No. Can mother say anything? No. Which means the decision is by firm. All the 3 conditions satisfied. Which means condition 1 now gets satisfied. Which means income is taxable in the hands of mother. Not taxable in the hands of firm. Clear? Yes. This, see. The issue raised in the problem is based on the concept of diversion of income by overriding title, which is well recognized in income tax laws. In the instant case, the amount of 1 lakh rupees, which is 20% of the profits of the firm, which is paid to Lakshmi, gets diverted at source by the charge created in the favor as per the terms of the partnership deed. Such income has not even reached the assessee firm. Yes or no? The moment the firm earned a profit, 20% automatically went to mother. Did firm earn the money? No. Rather, such income stands diverted to the other person, as such other person has a better title on such income than the title of the assessee. Who is the person who is having better title? Mother. Mother is having a better title than the firm. The firm might have received the amount, but the amount so received was on behalf of Lakshmi. Who possesses the overriding title, and therefore the amount paid to the mother shall be excluded from the income of the firm. Yes. Look at the decision. Tell me who passed the decision. It says, very good. It says CIT versus Nariman Barachuka and Sons, 1981, 130 ITR 863. Bomb means Bombay, which means Mumbai High Court. It's a Mumbai High Court decision. When was it passed? 1981. Clear? Now you understand? Great. Next. Anand was the Karta of the HUF. He died leaving behind his major sons, Prem, his widow, his grandmother and brother's wife. Acha, this is the next question. I'm sorry. We'll do it later. All right, perfect. This is the definition of income. This is the definition of income. We have 10 more minutes. We'll just discuss a quick topic. Yes. Coming back to our charging section. Coming back to our charging section. Now, if you read the charging section, I told income tax shall be charged on the total income which is earned by a person during the previous year at the rates in force and shall be accessible at the assessment year. Right now, we discussed what is total income. Right now, we discussed what is total income. Next, what else do you don't know? Earned by a person. Earned by a person. What do you mean by person, Rahul? Now, income tax defines person under section 2. Income tax defines person under section 2. These are the persons who are defined. These are the persons who are defined. Page number 5. Page number 5. Income tax comes and says person means individual, HUF, company, AOP, BOI, firm, local authority, artificial juridical person. Okay, these are the persons defined under Income Tax Act. Straightforward. What are the cases? Individual, HUF, company, firm, AOP, BOI, local authority, AJP. Yes. Now, what is an individual, Rahul? Individual means any natural person. Individual means any natural person. Meaning it can be a male, female, any LGBTQ plus all people. Yes or no? Question to you, Rahul. Can dog be a individual? No. What if dog earns income? How okay kringla? And the dog show irkolla. You have the dog show. Yes, you will take your dog, a dog will do some stunts and everything, and you will get money against it. You will get money against it. Who did the stunts? Who did the stunts? Dog. Who got the money? Owner. Who is it taxable for? Who is taxable for it? Dog or owner? Why, ma? Skill is of whom? Dog or owner? Then? Very good. Please understand, for you to be an individual, you need to have a sixth sense. For you to be an individual, you need to have a sixth sense. Dog, unfortunately, does not have a sixth sense, which means he cannot make his own decisions. It is only because of the decision of the individual that the dog is being trained, and therefore the money will be taxable in the hands of individual. So, dog can be an individual? No. Dog cannot be an individual. He will be represented by his owner. He will be represented by his owner. Clear? Yes. Question. Child. Is child an individual? Is child an individual? Yes, child is an individual, but he will be represented by the owner. He will be represented by the owner. So, child is an individual because sixth sense irukku. Sixth sense irukku, develop agla. Yes, child can still make decisions. Child can still make decisions. You have seen this shows and all, no? Or a show on TV. There is a child 12 years of age has created a house for himself. Share market invest pannita house vaangnare, this pannara, adu pannara. Who is making the income? Child is making the income. Who is putting the skills? Child is putting the skills. Who is having the sixth sense? Child is having the sixth sense. So, therefore, can child be an individual? Yes, child can be an individual. Last, robot. Individual, not an individual. I have made robot on the Indiran Madri, Rajnikant Mari, abde moonji vechirken. Rajnikant oda moonji dhaan irukku adula. Individual, not an individual. Why? So? Okay. Now, like if I do that skin grafting and all, I don't know if you've seen this movie. English or very famous Marvel solta or movie irukku, Avengers. Avengers solta or very famous movie irukku. And the Age of Ultron la enna agona, there is a robot. Okay, and the robot ku scientifically avanga enna pannuvaanga, they'll make him human. Make him human. They'll use some natural powers and everything. They'll make him human. Robot converted into human. It's living, no? How is it not living being? What, you need a heart for living, is it? Appo? The decision comes back to the same dog. Decision comes back to the same dog. Robots do not act individually. Robots do not act individually. They act at the directions of the owner. They act at the directions of the owner. Therefore, as of now, it is not an individual. As of now, it is not an individual. Now, like this very famous, this chat GPT and all is coming, no? And the chat GPT ella vandadnala AI is coming very famous. Yes. So, assuming AI nala, there is a AI robot which gets created in the future. And the Indiran Madri. Okay, Rajnikant is able to make all decisions on his own. He is deciding to kill, he is deciding to live, everything he is deciding. Okay, in that scenarios, maybe in the future he may become an individual. Right now it is not an individual. Right now it is not an individual. You will come and ask me, Rahul, suddenly can someone become an individual? Or suddenly can someone become a person? Income tax has to change it. No, income tax change panadana person agonga. No. Why, Rahul? Because if you read person includes அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? I have not defined the person. I have included people. I have included people. நாளுக்கு suppose if robot is able to make his own decisions, robot will get included. Robot will get included. Does income tax have to include it? No. It will automatically get included because it is includes definition. Assuming I put means, tomorrow if I have to include robot, can I include? No. I cannot include robot because it is means definition. Here it is inclusive definition. Apina we can do it. We can do it. You don't have to change anything. Clear? Yes. This is what is called as individual. Next item. Next item. Next item HF. What is a HF? Full form கேட்கல, மீனிங் கேட்டேன். People of same family. People of same family doing business together. Yes, people of same family doing business or other income. It can be other income also. It can be other income also. Now the question to you is, how do you become a member of HUF? How do you become a member of the HUF? Yes, I'll give you a simple example. There is a person called Sri. There's a person called Sri. Yes, he has a wife called as Srimati. There's a person called as Sri, he has a wife called as Srimati. Can they together make an HUF? Can they together make a HUF? Yes, yes. So together what they did is they decided to make a HUF. The HUF is called as Sri HUF. What the HUF is called as Sri HUF. So the prerequisite for you to have a HUF is that you should have a family, which means you should have a husband and a wife, or a male and a female, or any combination. Any combination. People should be married. People should be married. If you are married, you can create a HUF. You can create a HUF. Clear? This is the prerequisite. Now, how to become a member of the HUF? Okay, I am coming and saying, Rahul, Sri and Srimati, husband and wife. Sri and Srimati, husband and wife. They have a child. They have a child. They have one son. They have one daughter. They have a son and they have a daughter. Son is the HUF member, not HUF member. Member. Daughter. Member. Very good. Yes, son got married to a girl. Son got married to a girl. Son owed a wife. Member, not a member. Member. Daughter got married to a guy. Daughter owed a husband. Member, not member. Daughter owed a husband. Member, not member. Think again. Bye. The moment a daughter got married, she moved to another family. She moved to another family. She can still be a member, but the husband cannot be a member. The husband cannot be a member. Clear? Not clear? Clear? Yes. Son and a girl give birth to a boy. Member, not member. Member. They give birth to a girl. Member. Daughter and husband give birth to a girl. Not member. They give birth to a boy. No. Purida. Yes. In simple words, if I have to come and tell you, Rahul, how do you become a member of HUF? You become a member of HUF either by birth or by bringing into the family. Either by birth or bringing into the family. Tell me who was born and who was brought in. Who was born and who was brought in? Son was born or brought in? Son was born. Daughter born. Son or a wife brought in. daughter oda husband, not covered. Yes, son oda child, born. Son oda girl, born. Mother and the people are not brought in because they're not brought into your family, they're brought into the other family. They are born in the other family because husband is a part of other family, daughter also moved to other family, so the child also was born in other family. The child was also born in other family. Clear, not clear? Clear. So how do you become a member of HCF, Rahul? You have to either be born into the family or you have to be brought into the family, or you have to be brought into the family. Clear? Clear? Yes. Yes. Assume Rahul, what happened is son died. Assume son died, they went and they adopted a son. They went and they adopted a son. Son born in your family? Son born in your family, not born in your family? No. HF member, not HF member? Why? Very good. While he is not born into the family, he is brought into the family, therefore he will still be a HF member. He will still be a HF member because he is brought into the family. Clear? Clear? Yes. So how do you become a HF member? You become a HF member either by birth or you become by bringing into the family, or you bring in by bringing into the family. Clear? Yes. Now there are some other things which is there in the book. If you see your IC study material, you have something called as, there are two school of HF. One is called as Dayabhaga, Mittakshara. All these you would have learned in CA Inter. All these you would have learned in CA Inter. At final level, it is not important. At final level, it is not important, so I am not discussing much about it. Okay. If you feel like you want to understand, you can read it from your study material, but as such, not important from exam perspective. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now, when it comes to HF, there are two people in HF. When it comes to HF, there are two people in HF. The one person is called as Karta. What is he called as? Karta. The other persons are called as co-parceners. The other persons are called as co-parceners. Who is the Karta, Rahul? Karta is the head of the family. Karta is the head of the family. He need not be an elder. He need not be an elder. He will be the head of the family. As long as you are the head of the family, you are the Karta. Okay. He need not be the elder. He need not be the elder. He can be the head of the family. If you are the head of the family and everyone looks up to you, you are the Karta. Okay. If you are not the Karta, any other person of the HF will be called as co-parcener. If you're not the Karta, any other person of the house will be called as co-parcener. That's what the logic is. That is what the logic is. Why am I telling you this? Later on, when we do HF, we will be discussing about these things. We'll be discussing about these things. Just keep it in mind. Clear? Clear? Balance items I can quickly close off. Next item is company. Next item is company. In Income Tax Act, company means company as per Companies Act. Now, what is company as per Companies Act? Company as per Companies Act. A company under Companies Act means a company completed under Companies Act. So there is no definition. There is no definition. If you register yourself under Companies Act, it is called as company. It is called as company. Income tax portha we tell company as two. One is called as domestic company. One is called as foreign company. What companies? Domestic company and foreign company. When will we do this, Rahul? We will do this when we do rates of taxes. Rates of taxes, like we will come and understand what is a domestic company, what is a foreign company. Ippodikku not relevant. Ippodikku not relevant. Simple company. That's all. Yes. Yes. Next one is called as firm. When I use the word firm, what do you understand by the word firm? What do you understand by the word firm? Foundation la pannirkeenga. Admission of partner, retirement of partner. What is a firm? What is a firm? Firm is two or more people coming together with an intention to earn profits. With an intention to earn profits, which means mandatory condition, you should have an intention to earn profits. Rahul, I have two or more friends. Naanga 4 பேர் இருக்கோம். நாங்க 4 பேர் போயிட்டு charity பண்ண போறோம். Are we a firm? No, we are not a firm. So there should be an intention to do profits. Yes. Now, when it comes to income tax, firms also include LLP. Firms also include LLP. Firms கேட்டாலே LLP automatically வந்துரும். Firms கேட்டாலே LLP automatically வந்துரும். Both are the same thing. Both are the same thing. In some places we will exclude them, but normally they are included. Normally they are included. Next two items quickly. AOP and BOI, full forms. Full forms. Association of persons, body of individuals. Association of persons and body of individuals. These are people created by a force of law. These are people created by a force of law. Simple example, there was a father. There was a father. He had a land. Father died. Land will go to sons. Land will go to sons. There are 4 sons. There are 4 sons. All the 4 sons are fighting. They're coming and saying, I want the land, I want the land, I want the land. All the 4 sons say, I want the land. In that case, can you give it to one specific son? No. In that case, what will happen? All 4 sons together will be called as AOP. All 4 sons will be together called as AOP, where we'll come and say these 4 sons together are an AOP. If they sell the land, all 4 are taxable. All 4 are taxable as the AOP. As an AOP. Clear? Yes. AOP, BOI are almost same. AOP, BOI are almost same. The only difference is AOP la P means persons, which means it can be any other person also. It can be 4 sons, it can be 3 sons plus 1 partnership firm, 2 sons plus 2 companies. Any combination is fine. Yes. AOP la any people can be members. Any people can be members. BOI Puerto Rico, only individuals. Only individuals. Clear? Yes. Balance 2 items. Local authority, artificial juridical person. Local authority is all your municipal corporation and all those people. Artificial juridical person la perle juridical irukku. Perle juridical irukku. It means he is not legally a person. He is not legally a person. Courts are making him a person. Courts are making him a person. Example tara. Let's say you are a company. What are you? You are a company. Company is going to shut down. For a company to shut down, you need someone called as liquidator. You need someone called as liquidator. Now, liquidator is working for himself or for the company. Since liquidator is working for the company, on behalf of the company, liquidator will be called as AJP. On behalf of the company, liquidator will be called as AJP. Because the income which he gets will be for the company or for himself. Will be for the company, which means he's acting as a representative. So, court will come and say that I have appointed you as a liquidator to act as a company, to act for the company. So, you are an AJP for me. You are an AJP for me. Clear, not clear? Yes. This is what is your person definition. This is what is your person definition. In tomorrow's class, we will try to complete this chapter, assuming there is no more power shortages. Okay, assuming there is no more power shortages, we will try to complete it in tomorrow's class, and then we'll move to the practical chapter, which is your rates of taxes. Yes. Yes, for today's class, what and all have we discussed? We have discussed the income part. We have discussed the person's definition. We have discussed the person's definition. My request to you, I am not going through your concept book. I'm not going through a concept book because I'm writing notes. I want you to do it yourself. Okay, so I want you to read chapter number 1, page number 3. I want you to read page number 3, page number 4, page number 5, and page number 6 and 7. Okay, page number 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Basically, motto chapter padikno.